Hi, I'm Jake Eady. We're here at the Knights Foundry here in Sutter Creek. We're here with David Weitzman. Now, David, you wrote a book on the Knights Foundry. Is that correct?
Right. I first came to the Foundry in 1978, and I had a grant to record the Foundry, which meant I did oral histories, took hundreds of photographs of what was going on in the Foundry. And then later, we got a grant from the American Society of Mechanical Engineers to produce a video, which turned out to be pretty important because the Foundry closed down right after that and has not been in blast since then. So we're actually able to show people what the Foundry was like, and I don't know whether it'll ever get back to that again, but there's always the hope we will get the Foundry going again.
So tell us, what got you interested in the Foundry in the first place?
Well, I am interested. I write for children. I've done about 20 children's books, and I'm interested in industry and in mechanics. I write books about airplanes and trains, and I had the idea to do the Foundry and proposed it to an editor that I was working with, and her response was, "Wow, a Foundry, that's cool." And I never expected, a Foundry is all sand and grit and dirt, and I never expected that, but she was excited about it. And that was, a major publisher. That was Houghton Mifflin, and I started on the Foundry book. Now, this was years after I had done the recording, but I had all the photographs. The Foundry was shut down by then, so I was working with memories and I was working with photographs, and I was able to recreate the Foundry as best I could. A lot of history here, a lot of people who can talk about it. Wendell, for instance, who's in this picture, his father worked here. His father figures in the book. That connection to his father goes all the way back to Sam Knight, because Sam Knight hired Wendell's father. And so when you talk to Wendell, you could get the entire history of the Foundry. It was his dad. It was just two generations. That's all there was. And he was great at history. He loved to talk about the Foundry and about molding. I mean, he was a master at what he did. Yeah.
All right. So now, real quick. So this drawing, we're running short on time here, but this painting, you did this, correct?
Right. And this recreates a pour, which was done every Friday afternoon here. And I live 5 hours away, and I would drive down here just for the pour. And so this is Dave, who is a fellow that used to work here. This is a young man who lives in my community, who I used as a model and brought him in. He's never been here. But you can see, here's Wendell at a pretty advanced age, and he's handling tons of hot iron. It was very exciting here because all the molds would be laid out on this floor. I didn't even know there was concrete under here. Oh, yeah. It was all sand. And then they would go. It was like a ballet. They'd be swinging it back and forth and pouring, and it was fun to watch. Yeah. Unfortunately, you missed that, but
Yeah.
it's in the video, and it's worth looking at. Yeah.
All right. Well, David, thank you so much for talking with us. This is an amazing. This is pen. This is all done by pen, right?
Pen and ink.
Pen and ink.
Mylar film.
Oh, wow, this is great. Well, thank you so much for talking with us. Be sure to stay tuned with our videos. They'll be all over our Facebook page as well as live on the radio at KVGC 1340 AM, 96.5 FM, kvgcradio.com. Dave, thank you.
You're welcome.
Take care.